Oh man, which one should I review this week? Marvel or DC? Why not both? Hi, I'm Jason Inman and I love to read comic books. That's why on the week of November 20th, I decided to read all the DC New 52 and all the Marvel Now comic books that were published in the world. I'm going to give each of these a buy it, borrow it from a friend, or a skip it rating. But before I get to that, don't forget to go to majorspoilers.com, the comic book website where they know that you love comic books, and we do too. Now enough of this jibba jabba, let's get to all these Marvel and DC reviews. A+X number 14. What should be a really cool idea of Superior Spider-Man teaming up with White Magneto turns into just a lot of posturing and old chum and plus there's a really crappy Captain America and Cyclops storyline that was continued from the last A+X. This is a definite skip it. Animal Man number 25. Buddy Baker fights the minions of Brother Blood, who is now in the red after his daughter. And then Ellen Baker finds out that her husband won the Oscar. And then Buddy gets zapped off into an alien planet for no reason, and that's how they end the book. It's twists and turns that make this one of the best New 52 comic books out there. Jeff Lemire is firing on all cylinders. Buy it. Avengers number 23. The Avengers finally decide to head back to Earth to deal with Thanos instead of all this infinity space stuff. But instead of the Avengers, they actually go to Earth, but instead of actually doing anything or figuring out with Thanos, they just sit around and posture a lot. So we get to see a lot of scenes of people talking. We get a scene of Captain America talking to Iron Man's hologram, and then more scenes of talking. So instead of actiony, let's take down Thanos for invading our planet, it's more like skip it. Avengers AI number 6. This continues to be the little book that you didn't know how awesome it could be. The Vision fights the AI-controlled Iron Man armor from Kurt Busiek run, and they have an anime-infused fight scene that is straight out of the Matrix if I've ever seen it, and it's beautiful. It works really well. This is a definite buy it. Batman and Two-Face number 25. The origin of Two-Face gets New 52'd badly, but what makes this book work is that Matches Malone makes his New 52 appearance in prison rescuing a friend of Bruce's, or sort of a friend or compatriot, whatever. Patrick Gleason's art makes Matches look really cool, and this is also the first mention of Batman Inc. outside of that title, and where Bruce acknowledges that he closed it down. This is the best Batman book on the stands right now. Buy it. Batwoman number 25. We have a new creative team and a tie-in to Zero Year, which could be trouble, but it's actually a really good story because you get to see how Maggie and Kate met before all the, Maggie gets sent to Gotham City because she's a Metropolis police officer, and then Kate gets to go to a funeral, be nice little things, and actually acknowledge that her and Bruce are related. Yes, finally. I'm glad that the switching creative teams has not sunk this book. I'm actually interested in it. Buy it. Birds of Prey number 25. And again, another Zero Year tie-in. The Black Canary's New 52 origin is basically this. She was a dumpster diving girl that was trained by a African-American Mr. Miyagi and gets picked up by Mr. Lynch and recruited because she kicked a couple guys in the heads. Yeah, skip it. Cable and X-Force number 16. Except for a couple moments with Cable and Hope, this book is a mess, which is so sad because the beginning issues of this book were so strong and it had a lot of potential with Cable leading these band of terrorists doing X-Men-y stuff. But for now, it's just a big mess with this whole storyline of Forge and a robot and stuff. It's a skip it. Daredevil number 33. Daredevil wanders through a cave and fights the metaphorical snake devil god, and then burns down a house and steals a mystical scroll, all while the monsters of the Marvel Universe are all growly face at him. This book, that's not Brook, that's water, this book proves that Mark Waid and Chris Samney are still producing one of the best Marvel books ever, and it makes me wonder why Marvel canceled the book and what's going to happen to Daredevil. I'm sure they're going to relaunch it, but with what creative team? Because they have a high bar now that Waid and Samney have put it on the moon. This is a buy it. Fantastic Four number 14, and Matt Fraction's run whimpers to a slow close. Well, we still have 2 more issues, but I will tell you, I love Star Trek. I've watched a lot of Star Trek. This issue is more convoluted than any episode of Star Trek I've ever seen, and plus they deal with a really depowered Kang, which I'm not a big fan of because I love Avengers Forever by Kurt Busiek, when Kang is just amazing. So this is a skip it. Forever Evil Rogues Rebellion number 2. It's character moments and little quirky dialogue that makes this book one of the standouts of Forever Evil. Basically, the crime syndicate is after the rogues, and the rogues don't want to work for nobody. So it's the ragtag team of, I guess, A-team criminals fighting the crime syndicate. And it works. It really shouldn't work because, the rogues are kind of silly, but it does. It works really well. This is a buy it. Green Lantern New Guardians number 25. Kyle Rayner's alive after Lights Out, and he's helping bugs on another planet steal the future of the other bugs. If that sounds as confusing to you as it is to me to say it, then imagine what it was reading this book. It had a lot of lofty ideas, a lot of great thought put into it, but it wasn't quite executed so well. This is a borrow it from a friend. Harley Quinn number 0. And Harley Quinn acknowledges the audience while she takes us through the 12 different artists or more, like Bruce Timm and Tony Daniel and the guy that does Aw Yeah, Teen Titans. All acknowledges, breaks the fourth wall the entire time, and it's meant to endear us to her. It actually turns her into a very, very cheap Deadpool. And so that's why this book is a skip it. Indestructible Hulk number 15. A timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly conclusion to this great Hulk storyline makes the ending of this become meh, which really sucks because the beginning was really cool. I'm just very confused by this ending, and I'm still scratching my head. So that's why this is a skip it. Red Hood and the Outlaws number 25. So wait, during 0 Year, you're telling me that Jason Todd found a Red Hood mask, put it on, got chased around by the Joker, accidentally met Talia, and then later impressed Talia so much that she was like, oh, we got to keep an eye out for this Jason Todd. Wow, talk about a lot of events that had to be way too convenient to happen in one night. So that's why this is a skip it. Secret Avengers number 11. Nick Fury uses a small brand new Inhuman girl to shoot another brand new Inhuman in the head, making S.H.I.E.L.D. one of the most despicable organizations in all of history. So I would say this is a skip it. Supergirl number 25, and a moment that has been teased since Superman number 0 a year ago. Superman in a black costume being on Krypton watching his parents is finally revealed to us, and it comes under so underwhelming that we don't care. When as a year ago this moment was lauded as brilliant and fantastic and whoa, I can't wait. Now because of the convoluted storyline of Return to Krypton, which I have no idea what's going on. I've read all the issues up to this point. I'm lost. It's like a house of cards. It has collapsed. There is too much going on and not enough explanation, and it just moves so fast and doesn't give enough explanation that it just keeps on moving, so I want to skip it. Superior Spider-Man Annual number 1. So a vampire kidnaps Aunt May, and then so Spider-Ock goes after Aunt May, captures the vampire, and then just obliterates the vampire to show people what happens when you mess with Superior Spider-Man or Peter Parker. But what he doesn't know is that Aunt May was watching the whole time, so she knows that Spider-Man is now a killer. This book gets better and better and better, and it wasn't even written by Dan Slott. This was Chris Yost, and this book is still good. Buy this book. Superior Spider-Man Team Up number 6. So Spidey takes out for round 2 his Superior 6, the Sinister Stick, mind-wiped villains reformed out there to fight, and then something major happens. Something so cool and so awesome that I don't even want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. You should just read this book. It's got Superior Spider-Man in the title, and everything Superior Spider-Man right now rocks. So buy it. Thunderbolts number 18. I had a very hard problem getting past the art in this book, and the art in this book distracted me so much from the storyline that all I could take from the storyline was that Punisher stood around, Thunderbolt Ross jumped on a building, and Deadpool ate some pizza. So I got nothing from this book, and this is maybe just me. I could not get past that art. Skip it. Trinity of Sin Pandora number 5. A whole lot of nothing happens in this book till the last 2 pages when John Constantine kidnaps Pandora, takes her up to the Rock of Eternity, and puts her, the Question, and the Phantom Stranger on trial. And the last 2 pages are actually really cool because they're being judged by him, Swamp Thing, and Night Nurse, I believe. So it's intriguing. It really is, and I hope next month's issue is just as intriguing, but I would say this is a borrow it from a friend, but borrow it only for those last 2 pages. Uncanny X-Men number 14. By focusing on the new Morph and Professor Cyclops teaching his kids, this book gives us a perspective that we don't really get to see in the X-Men books that much anymore. Basically a perspective that's not time travel or mutant infighting, but that is teaching mutants how to use their powers, how to be accepted. And because of that, this book really works, and plus I like me some Cyclops, so this is a buy it. Wonder Woman number 25. It's a very interesting choice to have the 25th issue of any title just be a let's have the characters sit around an apartment and talk issue. But you know what? The characters are so strong. They're the Greek gods, and you have Hera, and you have Aphrodite in the book, and Hephaestus, that Brian Azzarello is knocking out of the park, that it doesn't matter. This is one of DC's strongest titles. This is a buy it. X-Men number 7. Even the great Terry Dodson art cannot save this book that seems to be about the X-Men going to South America and doing stuff. So this is a skip it. X-Men Legacy number 20. Does anybody want to read a book about Legion, the sort of bastard child of Professor X with this big beehive wandering around the Marvel Universe? No? I thought so. I agree with you. Skip it. Young Avengers number 12. Young Tom Hiddleston, aka Loki, and his team of Young Avengers fight the Nemesis Mother, who is from the very first issue of the book, and it pushes the storyline into new heights of art. This, like, the panel work and character. This is good. If you are not reading this, you should totally be reading this. Young Avengers has always been one of Marvel's best titles, and it still continues to this day. Buy this book. And that's all the Marvel Now and DC New 52 comics that were published in the world. As always, go to majorspoilers.com, the comic book website where they know that you love comic books, and we do too. If you haven't seen, they posted my video, History of Doctor Who, all in one take. You can see it here in YouTube. I put in a link right downstairs. It's the 50th anniversary coming up in a couple of days, or if you're watching this after the 50th anniversary, it was a couple of days, you should go watch the 50th anniversary again. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Watch my video, share it with your friends, share that Doctor Who love out into the internet. As always, leave a comment below. Tell me what you want me to review next week. Did you like my grab bag of everything? I can't do this every week. It's so many comic books. I don't have the time or the money. But I can't do this every week. But I won't say that this won't ever come back again. So thank you all for watching. I have so much internet love in my heart for you. As always, I'm Jason Inman. Be seeing you. The first Doctor traveled with his granddaughter Susan. He brought the Daleks and the Cyberman. He saved the snow cap and then he died, regenerated, and started wearing bow ties. And everybody, this is our alone time. Just you and me, you know what I'm saying? After the credits have gone, I'm really excited for the Doctor Who special. I'm super excited. I don't know if you're excited. If you're not, please go watch my video. It's awesome. We did a lot of takes. We did a lot of practice. That was 3 weeks of my life. 3 weeks planning that sucker in there. Woo! Wow. All right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. Anyways, grab bag? Yes? No? Don't like it? I definitely can't. That was a lot. Man, I read so many comic books last night. Good Lord. It's very interesting. One thing we should talk about, though, is everybody cool with this whole fact that Marvel is basically relaunching Marvel Now again? So, like, once a year, it seems like they're just going to go back to number ones. So, like, we're getting all new number ones, all new X-Men. We're getting all new... Do people like that? I like and I hate that, because I like it that it makes it more convenient for people, the new readers, but then it's kind of annoying again, you know? But in the fact, I mean, we got the new 52 and they're hitting 25 issues, and that's not really accessible for anybody. So leave it down in the comments. What do you think? Which is the better way? Should you just relaunch? Should comic books be like seasons? Like, so you just have a volume and it's like New Avengers Volume 1, New Avengers Volume 2, but every time they do, they just relaunch. For the monthlies, they just relaunch. What do you think? Ideas? Thoughts? Concerns? Let's have a conversation. See you later.